So the day has finally arrived. Cyberpunk has actually come out. It exists and is playable, somewhat. Unless you're on PlayStation, that is. In that case, the game just doesn't exist, period. I think it was rumored to be on PlayStation at one point, but for some reason, it just has to come out. Has yet to come out. I have no idea why, though. For whatever reason, it just has yet to be released. Maybe by summer of 2022 it'll come out. But at least for right now, it's a Microsoft exclusive. Which, honestly, that's just adding insult to injury for the fact that on the Xbox One version in particular, specifically the OG version, you get the awesome Xbox exclusive bonus of PS1 character models. So the fact that you can get something like that on Xbox, but you can't even play the game on PlayStation, to me, that's just really insulting and just really rude. So I just had to bring that up because I think that's a very big deal, and I'm just happy that people are giving it so much shit because it should be given shit. You know, I'm happy to see that CD Projekt Red has given us 2 very genuine apology letters. Now, if they were to make a YouTube apology video, then maybe I believe them a bit more, but as of now, I think they're not doing as good of a job as they could. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, so the game's actually out, and it exists on Microsoft and PC in general. So here's my review of it because this is a review I've been excited to make. I've been interested in finally playing this game because to me it never looked like it was going to be the innovative masterpiece that everyone wanted it to be. To me it looked like, yes, a good game, but one that wasn't going to blow minds. And it's a great one. Overall, I definitely look at it as, like, beneath the bullshit, it is a good game, but I don't think it's going to change the industry as we know it. So let me just explain why. Let me just break it down. So, starting with the good. The story here is fantastic. It's probably the strongest part of the game, if not one of the strongest parts of the game. Everything here is on point. The narrative, the writing, the characters, the voice acting is great. Like, even the side content, because the side content does have an effect here. It leads to different endings, which I will not spoil. There are no spoilers in this review. But something I will say is that there are 6 endings overall, and depending on how much side content you do, and which side missions you do, that's going to determine the ending that you end up, well, which one you can end up getting, since you can choose which one you want when the time comes. But, again, I'm not going to spoil. So, there's definitely a lot of decisions here because, you know, with this being an RPG, there's going to be dialogue options, there's going to be decisions that you make, and there's going to be all sorts of customization, there's going to be loot, and yes, you're going to get addicted to it, which this game, even though the gameplay is not perfect, it can definitely be clunky. At the same time, just exploring Night City in this game is addictive. It just feels great to be here. It just looks great. The game just feels great to be in when it actually works and is immersing you correctly. You know, it actually feels fine. It actually feels like you're there. Like, this is one of those games where sometimes I don't even want to do shit. I just want to stand around and just look at things. I just want to look at things move. I just want to look at all the people interact. I just want to look at the really beautiful looking skyline of the game. That's all I want to do sometimes. I don't even care to run around and shoot anyone. Sometimes. You know, I more so prefer to hit people with my car. Specifically old people, because they had it coming, if we're being perfectly honest. So, you know, it's a pretty fun time. Although, speaking of cars and driving them, for whatever reason, the cops decide that you don't need to be chased down and shot when it comes to driving and killing people. It's like, they may be angry for about 20 seconds, and then from there, they calm down. They're like, okay. You have a good day now, sir. Or madam. Whatever character you have. Like, you have a good day now. We love you very much. Yes, God bless. So, you know, that's pretty cool. What are some other really cool things about this game? Oh yeah, the side missions, a lot of them in general are just a lot better than even the main missions, and let me just tell you, this game knows how to tug on the heartstrings when it really wants to. It knows how to get emotional. You'll feel a whole roller coaster of different emotions while experiencing what this game has to offer, and the fact that the main story is only 20 hours long is so fucking great. I am sick of games being 50 hours. Looking at you, Assassin's Creed, but many of you already know about that, I'm sure. Just having something you can beat in less than 30 hours even, that's fantastic, because this game understands quality is more important than quantity. Instead of having some filler bullshit, no, just right to the point. Here you go, that's the story. Here's the good pacing along with it. Here's great characters you get attached to. And there you go, that's the end of it. That's the end of it. And then from there, yeah. Also, the music is fucking great in this game. Like, I actually love just vibing to it, you know? You're just driving around, you'll just turn on the radio, and you'll be like, hey, this sounds pretty good. This sounds pretty dope. This sounds pretty on point. And, in general, it's just very immersive when it actually fucking works. There's also, a lot to do here even outside of that. Just cool activities that you can explore. Which, you know, you just walk around, you'll see NPCs interacting, you'll see crimes being committed. You know, it's sort of like being in Detroit for me, to be perfectly honest, where random shootouts are just happening. Hey, it's like being in Michigan right now. Cool, it's like being at home. Yeah, I'm so hyped. And that's when the game truly shines. I'm just shit-talking so much. Also, no, old people don't actually deserve it. Sometimes, you know. Depends on how much of a Karen they can be. But that's besides the point. So, yeah, just getting back on topic. Beneath it all, this game is fantastic. It's fun. It's enjoyable. And I would honestly call it one of the best games of the year, even with all the issues that it has. Albeit not the absolute best game of the year, but it's definitely somewhere in that list. Definitely somewhere. That's a spoiler alert, by the way, for my top 10 games of 2020 video coming early next year. Gotta market it somehow, am I right? So, yeah, all in all, there's a lot of grit here, but there's definitely flaws here, such as the clunky gameplay, because, yes, it's fun to shoot enemies. It's satisfying, but sometimes it's like, you're trying to aim, and it's like, it just feels off. Something just feels wrong. It just feels wrong. What am I doing here? Like, I don't know, it just feels clunky. It doesn't feel smooth as it should. It doesn't feel as ironed out as it should, just like this entire fucking game. But we already know about that, and we're getting to that a little bit later. Don't you worry. Don't worry. I've already talked about this before in a previous video, but don't you worry, I'm going to talk about it even more here, because there's definitely some more things I want to say. So, yeah, outside of that, I'm trying to think of more flaws outside of the game being broken. Like, there's the clunky gameplay. The map isn't too big, so that's a good thing. The map isn't bigger than it should be. It's very dense, so it's not as wide as an ocean, but as deep as a pond, as a puddle. So, you know, that's also another good thing. So yeah, outside of that, it's just a great and solid RPG. It has everything that you like about an RPG, and in terms of things like voice acting for your character, for V, it's sort of like Fallout 4's talking protagonist, but actually done far better. And what's another thing? Shit, I just forgot what I was about to say. Oh, the character customization menu isn't as in-depth as I was expecting it to be. But for what it is, it's pretty decent. There's a decent amount of options there, you know. Being an American, I of course chose circumcised, but that's besides the point. So, moving on to what is the major issues with this game, the fact that it doesn't fucking work most of the time. And by that I mean probably 99% of the time. Because even with the most powerful gaming PC, this shit's still not going to run as well as it can. Like, the terrible optimization is just, God damn, and believe me, I've had my fair share of issues, albeit not as bad as a lot of other people, but I've still had my issues, such as the infamous T-pose. I've had cars driving through NPCs, so that's pretty cool. It's cool to know it's just another day in Night City where people just, you know, drive through individuals without anyone taking damage, so that's really cool. I also enjoyed having to reload my save multiple times. That was a lot of fun. And having to redo like 5 minutes of progress multiple times in a row is totally a lot of fun. I remember at the start of the game in the tutorial when I tried clicking down on my mouse with the middle cursor button here. It wasn't working, so I had to reload that once. I remember the game froze on me, and I had to restart it a few times. And driving, you know what, I gotta mention this, as fun as it is, at the same time, even though it works well, it feels a little half-baked with how weird it can be trying to turn. And it's like there's no way to properly fucking stop. You have to just press down on the S key. Well, at least in the case of keyboard and mouse, since that's what I played the game on, you have to just hold it down and hope that you stop. Because if you don't, then you're just going to kill someone. Again, they probably had it coming. I mean, they were in the way. They were in the way of where you were driving. So as far as I'm concerned, they deserved it. So, sorry, but that's just how it is. So yeah, there's a lot of issues here, but again, guys, CD Projekt Red apologized. Okay, sure. There was major review embargoes. They were very quiet about the last gen versions, but guys, they're sorry. Okay, they're sorry. They pronounce it like a Canadian, eh? They got Keanu Reeves, eh? Eh? So, as far as I'm concerned, their apology is very genuine. So I don't get why everyone's so mad. So, yeah. Keanu Reeves is wholesome. He's a great character. They handled him well. He's not just the, dude, bro, what's up, man? What's up, bro? Fuck y'all. No, there's actual depth here. I just wanted to say that. So yeah, just going back to all the issues with this game. All in all, CD Projekt Red's reputation is just plummeting down the fucking toilet at the moment. So that's pretty cool. Another developer in 2020 has been exposed for being not as great as people thought they were, because believe it or not, nothing is perfect. And in the case of CD Projekt Red, far from it. And I guess now CD Projekt Red bad is a thing, or I'm assuming it's going to be, and I feel like it's only a matter of time before we start hearing reports about certain people leaving the studio, which hopefully that doesn't happen, but I feel like it may happen. The fact that this game was 8 years in development, and it still turned out like this. There is such a huge amount of incompetency and miscommunication on the studio's part. There has to be. There's no way there isn't. Because when a company or studio has good communication, things run smoothly. When things are a mess and horribly mismanaged, this is what happens. Almost a decade of waiting, and this is how it turns out? This is how it turns out? Well, to be fair, if you bought it on Xbox One, especially the OG one, you kind of had it coming, because listen, if you don't have the proper amount of eddies to truly experience Cyberpunk in the way it was meant to be experienced, then you deserve to be poor as far as I'm concerned. So that's on you for not being able to experience that proper Todd Howard cameo collaboration. Because seeing as this is for now a Microsoft timed exclusive, seeing as Todd Howard is best friends with Microsoft and Phil Spencer in particular, that would mean that he must have had some influence on this game, which would explain all the bugs and issues and crashing and whatnot. But seeing as this isn't a Bethesda game, it's able to run somewhat. Like, on the Xbox One version, it runs at like 5 FPS, I think, so that's really good. Again, PS1 character models, so that's really cool. Like, if you can't afford it, that's on you. Just just make money. Go steal money. Go rob a bank or something. I don't know, like, go get a loan for, like, $2,000. That's what you need to buy an Xbox Series X anyways. So, yeah, like, go make money. You don't have a job, go find one. You're homeless, go get a home. You're sad, just smile. Look, happy. Happy. It's not hard, guys. It's your fault for owning a peasant product, okay? You're the loser, not CD Projekt Red. Okay, so what if this game was originally teased before the Xbox One and PS4 came out, and now the only versions of the game that somewhat work are PC, and maybe the Series X? Okay, so what if the console that was promised for ends up not actually having a functioning version? Okay, that's on you. But in all seriousness, they should have just scrapped this fucking version, and they should have delayed it again. They absolutely should have delayed it again. Like, I completely take back what I said in my previous video about I get why they couldn't delay it again, but nah, fuck that shit. I disagree with that take now. They should have delayed this shit again by at least another few months, if not at least 6, because, man, the situation of this game, it makes me think, Can you imagine if Halo Infinite had come out? Can you imagine how that would have turned out? How much of a disaster that would have been? Yeah, CD Projekt Red has shown us and has reminded us as to why games need to be delayed when they clearly are not ready. So, you know, just another day in the gaming industry. This year has had some of the worst launches in gaming since 2014. This is 2014 PTSD. I'm thinking back to Assassin's Creed Unity, the Master Chief Collection, and all the other broken piece of shit games that came out that year, as well as disappointments. I'm just thinking back to all of that. And this is Corona's fault. Yes, but it's also publishers' faults for not delaying the games like they should. They are also to blame. And all in all, man, this game was not ready. This game just was not ready. So, yeah, CD Projekt Red. Sorry I'm not circle jerking for you. I can't. And none of you should either. Because they lied. There's, like, not even console parity, just straight up, shit's not working. I hope this is a wake-up call for companies in this industry. I really hope it is. I really hope it is. Like, can't even deliver properly on 8 years of anticipation. Goes to show that developers are not perfect. They are not perfect. Games are not perfect. And listen, if Red Dead 2 could run at least a consistent 25 FPS to 30 on an OG PS4, then this game should have no problem. It's nowhere near as big with its open world as fucking Red Dead. So there's no excuse. That's fucking stupid. Don't defend this stupid bullshit. Please, don't defend it. Just stop defending bullshit. CD Projekt Red is not going to fuck you. They're not going to take... They're not going to take anal beads and run them up your fucking anal cavity. It's not happening. They're not going to use lube neither. It's not happening. Let it go. Drop it. Take the key. Throw it away. And never find it again. So, yeah, this game is great, but it should have been delayed. It should have been delayed. There was no reason for it to come out in this state. There is no excuse whatsoever. This is just pure bullshit. Sure, I did finish the game, of course. That's why I'm reviewing it. I don't review games if I haven't beaten them, because that wouldn't be fair to the game, regardless of how I feel about it. So, having beaten the game and having beaten it at 29 hours in, so I put time into the side content, since, like I said before, it only takes 20 hours to beat the main story itself. And all in all, outside of the issues, I had a great time with it, but it needed to be in the oven at least 6 more months. This was clearly not ready to be released, and it's just shameful on CD Projekt Red's part. And whatever issues are going on at that studio currently, they need to sort that shit out quickly, because people aren't going to stand for it again next time y'all release your next game, because no. Listen, and keep in mind, this is not the first time their games have launched shitty. Witcher 3, don't forget, launched in a shitty state as well. It's just a lot worse here and a lot more apparent because there was a lot more hype for this game compared to Witcher 3. But yeah, all in all, it's great. It's not going to innovate or change gaming, but it is great and should have been delayed for the 1,000th time. Yeah. CD Projekt Red, hopefully you guys do a restructuring and sort out your shit, because this is not going to fly. So yeah, that's the video. That's the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Wait to get this. Wait till it's fixed, then play it. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe for future content coming soon, as well as turn on the notification bell and set it to all notifications, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, I'm out. Later.